श्री गुरुभ्यो हरि ओम। शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। अगजाननपद्मार्कं गजाननमहर्निशम् अनेकदं तं भक्तानां एकदन्तं नुपास्महे। ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवं उपास्महे। कृष्णं कमलपत्राक्षं पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनं वासुदेवं जगद्योनिं नौमि नारायणं हरिम्। नौमि नारायणं हरं। नमोऽस्तु व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्रा येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः। सर्वस्वरूपे सर्वेशे सर्वशक्तिसमन्विते भयेभ्यः पापेभ्यः पाहि नो देवी। दुर्गे देवी नमोऽस्तु ते। ॐ अग्ने नयसुपथाराये अस्मान् विश्वानि देववयुनानि विद्वान् युयोध्यस्मज्जुहुराणमेनो भूयिष्ठां ते नम उक्तिं विधेम। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ आब्रह्मन् ब्राह्मणो ब्रह्मवर्चसि जायतामाराष्ट्रे राजन्यशूरैषव्यो दिव्याधि महारथो जायताम्। दुग्ध्री धेनुः ऊढानड्वानासुः सप्तिः पुरन्धिर्योषा जिष्णुरथेष्ठा सभेयो युवा अस्य यजमानस्य वीरो जायतां। निकामे निकामेन पर्जन्यो वर्षतु फलवत्यो न ओषधयः पच्यन्तां योगक्षेमो नः कल्पेताम्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम्। ममा ब्रह्म निराकरोतु अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु। तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ओम्। Yeah, good morning. देवी प्रपन्नार्तिहरे प्रसीद प्रसीद मातः जगतोऽखिलस्य। प्रसीद विश्वेश्वरी पाहि विश्वं। त्वमीश्वरी देवी चराचरस्य। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मातृरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै नमस्तस्यै नमो नमः। जयन्ती मंगला काली भद्रकाली कपालिनी दुर्गा क्षमा शिवा धात्री स्वाहा स्वधा नमोऽस्तु ते। जय त्वं देवी चामुण्डे जय भूतार्तिहारिणी जया सर्वगते देवी कालरात्रि नमोऽस्तु ते। ॐ त्वं स्वाहा त्वं स्वधा त्वं हे वषट्कारस्वरात्मिका सुधातुमक्षरे नित्ये त्रिधा मात्रात्मिका स्थिता खड्गिनी शूलिनी घोरा गदिनी चङ्क्रिणी तथा शङ्खिनी चापिनी बाणभुसुण्डी वडिगायुधा. So we have covered in brief the ideas about the first two, the Adhyayas of Durga Saptasati, where Adishakti Swarupini Lalitambika or Parashakti, she will appear as Mahakali and Mahalakshmi. As Mahakali, she is the deep Nidra Devi who has enveloped the attention of Vishnu and also make him go to sleep, Yoga Nidra, and become become unaware of the situation going outside. So actually, in first Satakam, you observe there is a there is a fight between the brothers. That is Madhukaitaba and Brahma. They are actually brothers. They are all Vishnu Putras. But these two people, because they are Manodbhavas, they wanted to overpower, dethrone Brahmadeva and occupy those positions also. So there was a attempt to kill Brahma, to just to dethrone him and all that. Then Brahma made a prayer to Nidra Devi Mahakali Swarupini. Then she was pleased at the prayers of the gods. She got out of the Haranetra Krutalaya residence. So she allowed Vishnu to fight. That's the wonderful situation when Vishnu was able to put out the Madhukaitava Rakshasas. And in the second Madhyamataritam, we have seen the ire, anger, and desire, anxiety for power, and nobody can be overcoming. Nobody can overcome the authority of Mahishasura. So when he understood, when he knew that there is Adishakti Swarupini Amma Durga Parameswari Mahalakshmi standing on the peak of the mountain, and when news go to him how she stood on the peak of the mountain and she was equipped with all powers, the Atma Shakti of each god and also the Ayuda Shakti of each god. And so that ordinary woman, Durga, she became empowered with all energies, something like Sri Rama, empowered with the drishti and Shakti of all gods, including that of the Guru Asirvada and Ravi Anugraha. He was able to put out the Ravanasura in Ramayana. So here, this Devi, Durga, a woman, actually she is just a woman, but she took the woman form and she is the Kopodbhava. So in Mahalakshmi Ashtottaram also, you have got the compliment for Mahalakshmi that she is the embodiment of the Kopam, the anger evinced by Vishnu and Shiva put together, and she became Agnirupa, and so all that. That's why she becomes a Mari to Rakshasas. And those who are deviating from the normal Hindu dharma, the Sanatana dharma, giving lot of himsa to all people, then it is really a headache to the nice people. So they must want the intervention of the higher capable powers to come into operation and see that this is curbed and Sanatana dharma is upheld. So that's why you observe our Hinduism, or what is called as Sanatana Dharma, is not today's existence or origin. It has got no date at all. You cannot date, no dating. But the dating started by the Westerners, Max Muller started dating Rigveda, Yajurveda, and all that. But whatever dates are proposed, they are only our satisfaction, but they are not for anything else. So actually, Maharshis like Valmiki, Vyasa, and all these people never believe in giving a date for our Sanatana Dharma. But this dating comes to all other religions. How old is Christianity? How old is Buddhism? How old is Islam? So you can always have the beginning. But for Sanatana Dharma, the word Sanatana is very ancient. And the opposite of it is Adhunatana. All those which are after Sanatana Dharma are taken as Adhunatana Dharmas. And they are all temporary and they are regional and of course, but world religions are there, and among them, the Hinduism or the Sanatana Dharma tops the great rank. Anyway, so here Ammavaru in Aramada, she is desire of fighting. So she wanted to finish that Mahishasura, who was highly proud that he is the great person because he fought he fought with the gods, Indra and all of them for 100 years and became victorious. He dethroned everybody and they become street goers. All gods became street goers, losing their power and authority. But when Ammavaru was there, she wanted to finish him or tell him, teach or give him a lesson. So she just makes the Twankara, the Dhanurnada, Dhanushtankara, and that filled the entire universe. Then the attention of the Rakshasas was drawn. They come, they observe, and Mahishasura never sent anybody. He himself came and started the war, replied to the war desire of Durga Parameswari, and the war took place. All that we have seen. And at that instance, Amma Durga, she was with her father's gift, that is lion. So, lion and Durga Parameswari on that. So, both along with her own Shaktis, they came and fought with Mahishasura and his band of people, and therefore ultimately she became a Jaya Durga. See, we have already noted down that she is after killing, after reducing, then she became very well known as the Jaya Jeshabdena Bhushita. See, that is what we have got to note down, that Jayadadena Bhushita. So all the time she has been at every achievement that Amma is able to get, she has got so many compliments. But she at this instance, so she became Jayasadena Bhushita. So she became Jaya Durga. Then she speaks to and she gives again a standing instruction or standing promise in the last chapter of the second Charitam, namely Rakshanaya cha lokanam devanam upakarine tasrushmaya kyatam yathavat kathayamite. So she is always committed to protect the whole land, whole universe, the content of the universe, and also those who come on way for the prosperity of the righteousness and yajna and all these things, then protect as the lokas, and she wants to help all those gods, devanam. What is deva? Deva is those who are bright, healthy, glow, committed to activities. That's exactly why even Krishna said, Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana is Krishna. And in Durga Suktam, you got the expression that she is committed to karma phaleshu jushtam. She is jushta, accepting to judge karma of each one in the world and accordingly or commensurate to that, she is granting the phala. She may not appear to all people, she need not appear to all people, but her help or otherwise will be felt by people when they are living on the ground. Therefore, it is really interesting that Murta, Amurta, Nitya Trupta ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. When you say Murta, Amurta, it is her desire to take a form. It is her desire to remain abstract, and we cannot. That's why the Devi is called as a Maya. Everybody has got Maya, but she is Mahamaya. See, Mahamaya prayachati, Moham prayachati. And Moham prayachati andreno, when how she will bestow that Moham andre, there is a big Moha is a big Gartha, is a big pit. So pitfall, it is called as everybody has got to be falling into the pit. And you can have an interpretation for that Gartha. And Gartha is the yoni. So there are so many yonis or sources through which people take their bodies. So that's why here you see Devas are those who are Atmopakarinaha and Paropakarinaha. And so Nijopakarinaha and Paropakarinaha eva Devaha. So that is how. So with this kind of information and message from Durga, that if a beauty is there, how men take that beauty in their outlook is the question mark, and the answer is in the Durga Saptasati second Madhyavadaritam, Mahishasura is not worried about the exquisite beauty, appearance, power, instruments, weapons and astras and everything of the Parameswari, and also is not afraid of the lion on which she was sitting, and he was only interested to put down her, kill her, remove her, and see that he occupies even that highest position. So that is the only target of Mahishasura. So there are people in the world, that's why Kalidasa says, Lokaha Chitram Vai Prajaha. And also the Satapada Brahmanam, the Chitram Vai Prajaha. Aho Nu Prajaha. Sarvatra Nu Prajaha ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. The people are there any and everywhere you go, and everywhere the people are varied in their sentiments, in their traditions, in their attire, in their language, in their etc. Therefore, the people study itself is a big subject. Demography, they call it. So the demography or sociology or anthropology, well, these are all the humanities subjects where people are doing plenitude of research, but not exhausting at all. Anyway, so that's why Ammavaru, though looked very beautiful, she was not attracted to the, because a woman is an attraction, but Mahishasura was not attracted to her beauty or anything like that. He was very, very, very angry and and also anxious to overcome her. And on the other hand, he doesn't know that Ammavaru or a woman by nature, by birth, by behavior is but the outshoot of the anger. So anger only takes the form of woman, and it is impossible. So the chemistry of woman is very well described in Ramayana also, and everywhere that is. But Durga Parameswari is exclusive. But behind that kind of powerful manifestation of Amma, there is what we call a Chitte Krupa Samara Nishturata cha. So Chitte Krupa Navaga, see Samara Nishturata andreno, she is fond of action, business. Whatever business you take, you only do it in spite of so many other diversions. If you want to go to college and attend classes, then that the all other attractions will become nullified. Central in Bangalore, in Mysore Road, in Mysore Bank Road, at one time, before going to Central College or Government Arts College or Science College, there were 12 theaters, very attractive posters. ಬಟ್ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡದೆ ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಜಯಿಸಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಹುಡುಗರಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಆ ನಿಗ್ರಹ ಇರ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟಿಂಗ್ when I was taking classes in the Central College. I used to compliment the students who are coming from the Majestic bus stand. But that was one time. Now things have all changed because every boy, every student has got mobile in his hand, so he's free to have his head downwards. Anyway, so Nigraha is important, and Mahalakshmi is a Kopa Rupini. Kopa, something Mahalakshmi. Yes, today is also the concluding day of the Mahal Amava, the Deepavali. This Deepavali Amavasya. Still, we enjoy the Gadiyas of Amavasya today. Yesterday, people. So there is a jubilee celebration that the whole world. In fact, in America, California declared holiday for Deepavali. Imagine that Deepavali's importance spread all over because all Amavasyas, 11 Amavasyas are dull. There is darkness. But we want the 12th Amavasya, that is what is the Asvija Bahula Amavasya is declared as the light, full of lights. Anyway, so like that, Amavaru is a Krodha Sambhava. But Anugraha Prada, I'll next nodebeku. Anugraha Prada, so Kopam is personal and Anugraha is universal. Therefore, that's how the Durga Parameswari as Mahalakshmi, and she gets the name as Mahishamardini Durga. So, Mahishasura Mardini, Jaya, Jaya, Jaya. So, Mardana does not mean only killing, but she tried to cow down the pride and desire in Mahishasura. And because of that submissive, because of that subduing, ಏನಾಯಿತು ಅಂದರೆ ಅವನು ಪ್ರಾಣಾನ್ ಮಮೋಚ ಮಹಿಷಃ ಅಂತ ಆ ಮಹಿಷಾಸುರ gave up his own life to Durga Parameswari, who wanted very much the life of Mahishasura. So because Mahishasura is a bhakta top, and she gave him the moksha. So she gets the compliment as Mahishamardini and all that. So anyway, we keep on talking about the Madhyama Charitam significations, message, suggestions, instructions from the mantras found in the 3 chapters, 2, 3, 4. And but Swamiji, that Rishi, will take interest upon the Vaisya and Kshatriya Maharaja, that is the Suratha and Sumedha, and he will say, Aya, Akhyatam Tatsunushva Yathavat Kathayami. Just like Malinatha making commentary. Even Markandeya Maharshi also is just similar. I mean, Malinatha is later, a Kashmirian scholar who wrote commentary for Mahakavyam and Meghakavyam and other. So he proudly says, Malinatha, the commentator, proudly says, Maghe Meghe Gatam Vayahanta. I spent my precious youth time in making commentary for Mahakavya and also the Meghasandesham of Kalidasa and Mahakavi. And so that is how the poetry in Sanskrit or Indian poetry is so great about it. So even this Rishi telling, I am not making any additions, commissions, and omissions, verbatim, like carbon copy, I'm just going to narrate what exactly taken place in respect of the power exertion, the executiveness of that Devi, Paramdevi, Adisakti Swarupini. I am going to narrate to you. That's the last sloka of Durga Saptasati in Madhyama Taritam, that is the 42nd sloka, gives a link for the next episode, and the Rishi continues like that. And for this, the Panchama Adhyaya, the application Vinyoga is there, and that is it is called Uttara Charitam, and Rudra is the Rishi, and Mahasaraswati is the Devata, Anushtup is Chandas, Bhima Devi is Shakti, Brahmari Devi is the Bijam, and Surya is Tattvam, and it is Samaveda Swarupam. And this particular Madhyama Charitam, Tritiya Charitam, we are making only to please Mahasaraswati Prityartham. And Mahasaraswati gets absolutely peaceful to be about it. So, Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Mahalakshmi Namaha. Mahasaraswatyai Namaha. Mahakalyai Namaha. Lakshmi Saraswati Parvati Bhyo Namaha. Dhyanam. Om Ghantashoolhalani Shankhamusali Shankhamusale Chakram Dhanussayakam Hastabjair Ghananta Vilasato Sitam Sutulya Prabham Gauri Deha Samudbhavam Trijagatam Bhutam Mahapurvamatra Saraswatim Anubhaje Sumbhadi Daityardini Sumbhadi Daityardini Anubhaje. So in Anubhaje is the verb here. That is, bhajana is to devote yourself. But it is not only for a day or for an hour or so. Constantly throughout your life, you should keep Ammavaru in your memory and keep remembering her, keep making prayers and worship to her that she wants to. Therefore, it is said, Saraswati Manubhaje. But which Saraswati she is? Mahapurvam. She has got the complement as Mahapurva. That is, she is called Mahapurva. Before you utter the word Saraswati, you have to utter Mahasaraswati. Before you utter Durga, you call it a Mahadurga. Before you utter Lakshmi simply, because there are so many Lakshmis are there. As you see in Lalita Sahasranam, Kamala Koti Koti Sevitayi Namo Namaha. So Ammavaru, around her, there are hundreds and thousands of Lakshmi Swarupas at attendance to her. And Koti Koti Samavrataye Namo Namaha. So Adukosra, ultimately, she will be the Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati. And she is not simply as Mahasaraswati, she is not only holding the book, she is also holding the Ghanta, Shula, that is Trident, Hala, the plow, Senkham, Musala, the pestle, Chakram, the disc, Dhanu. There are many Chakrayudhas. Among all Chakrayudhas, they say that Sudarshan Chakra is the king of all Chakrayudhas. So if you just want to note down the names of various Chakrayudhas, for example, you can go to the Ramayana. In Ramayana, there are so many chakras, outer chakra, Kala chakra, Sri chakra, etc. So many chakras are there. In fact, at one time, I took a lot of curiosity as to try to count number of chakras. So in our Vedanada Sarit or in our Veda Ganga series publications, there is my article on the chakras. So Chakra Sudarsana is called a Chakra Raja. So Sudarsanaya Vidmahe Jwalaghantāya Dhimahi Tanno Vishnuhasta Bhushanaha Prachodayat is a mantram for, and Mahasudarsana is that he is the king or ruler of all Chakrayudas. So here she is just holding Chakram, and Chakrayudha is able to destroy anybody. Normally, there is no employment of Chakrayudhas in the war. Because that Chakrayudha is unfailing one. So Chakram and Dhanuhu Sayakam. So bow and arrow, and she is holding in them. And Sitam Sutulya Prabham. అమ్మవారు చూస్తే మనకు ఎటువంటి భయము కలగదు. అమ్మవారు అందంగా అండ్ అగ్ని రూపంతో ఉంది, కానీ చేతుల నిండా అమ్మవారి ఆయుధాలు ఉన్నాయి. అన్ని ఉన్నప్పటికీ అమ్మ మాత్రము అందరి భక్తులకి భయంకరంగా కనిపించదు. So she will not be a fearful appearance, but she is how like Sitam Sutulya Prabham. She has all that coolness, all that brilliance, all that light, glow, calm, just like that of moon. Kalidas interestingly says that, see, Patantena Sarajyotsnam Nakopi Varayati anta. Generally, you never hold an umbrella to moonlight. If at all he holds it, he must be a deserving candidate for the mental hospital. So nobody holds an umbrella for the moonlight. But so because everybody enjoys, so people think of the moonlight dinner, never in a hot light dinner at all. Nobody stands in the midday in the sun and then eats, because the sun is very hot. Martanda. But moon, Chandra, is kind, compassionate, brilliant. So the same is true to Ammavar. When you look at the Devi, although she is well equipped, you are not scared. Rather, you become absolutely happy. That's why never you observe Durga statues or idols or vigrahas or in temples to be highly ferocious. But to be ferocious and powerful, there is another form, Kali, Rudra Rupa. So Rudra Rupa is very hot. Rupa Devi Saraswati, Devi Kali. And again, she is called Tulya Prabha. Prabha is the Kanti. Not ordinary Kanti, but exclusively exquisite, powerful Kanti. You don't know how much hot, how many miles away up the moon is situated in the horizon. No matter, you get moonlight. Likewise, sun, how much, at what speed, or what height, or what power the sun is having, we have no idea much, because we never go up to the sun. Nobody tries to go to solar region. And it was only the Anjaneya Hanuman, who was the pet Sishya of Surya Bhagavan, and who got all the knowledge revealed to him, and therefore Anjaneya Matipatalananam Kanchanadrikamaniya Vigraham Parijatatarmulavasinam Bhavayami Pavamaranandanam. So he is having all that coolness, all that vigor, all that power, and therefore here you observe Anjaneya Swami is one. While Surya himself became a student to Krishna or Mahavishnu and got all the knowledge from them. So you observe how the Gnana Parampara is there. Gnana is Shakti and the flow is very important. That Gnana Shakti, Gnana Prasunamba, that is Saraswati, Amavaru, it is like that. And why at all? What is that greatness of Saraswati? See, we have to note down that Saraswati is not only a Vidyati Devata. Saraswati is is Yuddha Devata. Yuddha is activity. See, you don't get knowledge easily as much as Lakshmi Devi. If you open a shop and if you sell a good, you buy the good for 2 rupees, you may sell that for 2 rupees 50 paisa or something plus. Then that is the gain. You don't require an education. But Ammavaru will come like that, Lakshmi Prapti. Adre Saraswati Matra Barala. Ammavaru gives you trouble. That is, unless you are devoted to Amma, you cannot get that. So, Saraswatim Bhaje. So, Andre Artha, she is a flow in multitudinous form. For example, Ganga at origin, you can't imagine that it's a small stream at Gangotri. Say Ganga 3, 3 is the place. So at Gangotri, you will see, you can't believe that, oh, is this Ganga? Is this Ganga? You become really scared. But when you come to Varanasi, even at other places, you just wonder because Ganga has become a Mahanadi, Jivanadi, and Papanasini. So Saraswati River also is there, but at one time she was flowing on the ground. But there was a shapam given to Ammavaru, Saraswati. So that way she became Gupta Gamini, Antarga. So when you go to Prayag, you have got 3 rivers. You only see 2 rivers, Ganga and Yamuna. And underneath that, you have got that. So Triveni Sangamam, you call it the meeting place of 3 rivers. Anyway, so Adhara Bhutam, Mahasaraswatim, Sumbhadi Daitya Ardinim. Ardana means not killing. It is means that they are being subdued of their anger and power and all that. And physically their body is being taken away and they are being given the moksham or emancipation. They don't be. But still, Mardana is something where the absolute ruining did not take place. So, in the last chapter of Durga Saptasati, she says, though I killed for physical purposes Sumbha and Nisumbha Rakshasas, these fellows will be reborn. Their Punarjanma is there for them. And so those Rakshasas who are top Mahasuras who are killed, they are again born. And therefore, and when they are born with different purposes and himsa rupams. And that's why the world is having main division. Manavaha, Danavaha, Aditi and Diti. Aditi Putraha, Diteha Putraha. So Diti, in fact, is also Kasyapa Prajapati, but she was very much worried. What is this? All these gods are killing my children at one time or the other. And so she wanted to beget or deliver a child who will be able to take revenge upon the gods. And in a sense that she must get a son who will be able to kill Indra and occupy permanently Indra's place. But that kind of blessing was there for her through Kashyapa Prajapati, and she was almost, she conceived Diti, and this information went to Indra. Indra made Bruna Hatya, that is, he just shattered that pindam inside into 7 parts, and later on he promised his Chikama, Diti, saying, Amma, Ninu nan tayi, avunu nannan kolodakke ninu target hakideya. So I cannot be killed, I should not be killed, I should be the ruler, so I am just, please excuse me. Then he gives a promise to his mother, I will make those children that you deliver, Maruts, they become my constant companions. That's why whenever you think of Indra, you think of the Maruts. Indro Marutvan Maghavan Bidauja Pakasasanaha. So you always make a prayer that Indra must come to us with the Maruts. So today I am able to explain to you the Swarupam of Mahasaraswati and the kind of weapons that she is holding in her hand: Ganta, Sula, Hala, Shankha, Musala, Chakra, Dhanuhu, Sayakam. And these are all the astras that she is wearing. And now the narration begins in there. So now the first mantra, Rahuti mantra also, Prarthana mantra of the Panchama Adhyaya, Tritiya Charitam, begins with the mantra, namely the Rishi continuing the creation, narration. Om Klim Rishirvacha. If it is a Homa, we say Om Klim Rishirvacha Swaha. Like that we offer. So this is the mantra. Devyuvacha Swaha Om Devyuvacha Swaha. Om Sri Markandeya Uvacha Swaha. So these are all the mantras filling up the number 700. And all the slokas are not fully two padas. There is a variance of the meter too. Therefore, Durga Saptasati Homam, people call it as a Satachandi, Chandi Home, they call it. So Mahachandi, Satachandi, Dasachandi. So all these things will take place. And with this kind of Chandi Homa or Durga Homa and Shakti Homa, we are getting immense measure of results and anukulas. So ಪ್ರತಿಕೂಲ ಯಾದಿ ಈ ಅಮ್ಮವಾರು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾ ದೇವತಾ ಯಾ ವಿಷಯ ಅನಾನುಕೂಲೇನ ತಿಷ್ಠಂತಿ ಮಯಿ ತೇ ಫಲಪ್ರದಾ ಭವಂತು. In fact, to convert the bad into good, it is Mahakali that Ammavaru will do it. ಸೊ ಕಾಳಿ ಮಂತ್ರ ಏನು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಶಕ್ಯಂಬ ಬ್ರೂಹಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾಳೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಪ್ರಪೋಸ್ ಆರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್, ಈಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್? ಇಫ್ ನಾಟ್, ಮೇಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ಫುಲ್. ಇಫ್ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ಫುಲ್, grant it immediately. That is the Mula mantra of Mahakali. Actually, Kali Upasana is very difficult. And Ramakrishna Paramahamsa is supposed to be a great Kali Upasaka. And therefore, he has immortality. And he influenced his wife also, Sarada Devi. He influenced Vivekananda and so many people. So we have got the Ramakrishna order, where Kali is the flow, Kali Shakti is the flow in all of them, in a sense that there is a coming down the difficulties and upholding the Sanatana Dharma principles. And now I am reading the second mantra. Om Pura Sumbha Nisubhabhyam Asurabhyam Sachipate Trailokyam Jagnabhagascha Hrutaha Madabalastrayatu. So I just stop here today and we'll continue next with the third Charitam, and one by one we go by the words, because see, Yagnabhagaha Hrutaha Sumbhani Sumbhabhyam. Actually, the food that the gods were getting was deprived, and that therefore the problem cropped up. Om Swasti Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryankaravavai तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ सर्वं श्री कृष्णार्पणमस्तु सर्वं श्री मातृचरणारविन्दार्पणमस्तु ॐ तत्सतु